Our world order is undergoing big changes, and they're not necessarily for the better. Our world is becoming more dangerous. Two powers are in a race, the United States and China, and they're ramping up their weapon stockpiles. They're arming themselves with more dangerous weapons and more nuclear weapons. We are entering a new strategic era, one that will be defined by this great power contest. The risk of conflict is higher than ever before. I'll show you how, and we'll start with China. The PLA is eyeing a new weapon, a drone. It will be used to snoop on rivals. The Chinese military is amassing all kinds of spying tools these days. First the balloons, then a base in the Antarctic, we told you about it yesterday, and now the drones. The Americans say they pose a threat. They ordered a secret military assessment. China's new drones will fly at supersonic speeds, they say, at least 3 times the speed of sound. The drones have more capabilities, including a cutting-edge surveillance system. This will relay real-time data. How can this help the PLA? Such capabilities can be the difference between victory and defeat in war. Using this data, the PLA's generals can make real-time decisions. They can order missile strikes and strike with precision. Reports say the PLA has already established a unit for this drone, the Supersonic Drone. It falls under their Eastern Theater Command. And where will China deploy these supersonic drones? Taiwan is a clear target. These drones can help China target American warships around Taiwan, even the military bases in the region. So drones are a clear worry. But there's a bigger threat, and that is nuclear weapons. China wants more nukes, and it wants them fast. Xi Jinping seems determined. He wants to close the gap with America. So he has ordered an expansion plan. China has about 410 nuclear warheads today. By the end of this decade, this number could grow to 1,000 warheads. And by 2035, China could end up with 1,500 nukes. This will bring them close to America's stockpile. How many nuclear weapons does the US have? In 2021, it had around 3,750 nuclear weapons, nuclear warheads. These include both active and inactive warheads. China wants to catch up for obvious reasons. It wants to use these nuclear weapons as deterrents to keep America away from Taiwan. And it's speeding up the production of these weapons. It is now building a new reactor in Fujian. This reactor will deliver plutonium. What's plutonium? A radioactive chemical used to make atom bombs. So China has conveyed its intentions. It has started a new nuclear race. And the US plans to not be left behind. It has plans to modernize its nuclear arsenal. Washington will spend $2 trillion on this, $2 trillion on nuclear weapons. This money will not be spent in one go. The US plans to spend $2 trillion over 30 years to completely upgrade their nuclear triad. What's a nuclear triad? It basically means the ability to launch nuclear strikes from land, sea, and air. That's a triad. America can do all 3. And now it is upgrading these weapons. It is responding to a 2-front challenge, the threat from China and the threat from Russia. Because Russia too remains a player. Russia too is developing new nuclear systems. In February, Moscow refused to honor the START treaty with the US. The START treaty placed limits on nukes. It came into force in the 1990s. The US and Russia decided to cut back on their nukes after the fall of the Soviet Union, and also allow inspections on nuclear sites. That's what they agreed to. Those were some of the key commitments, but Russia has suspended its participation. So the world is now in a 3-way arms race: the US, China, and Russia. And this race is more dangerous than the Cold War era. There were just 2 major nuclear powers then. Now there are 3. And this is alarming not just for these 3 countries, but for the rest of the world too, because this could lead to a trickle-down effect. How would a country like India read the nuclear buildup in China? This is a threat to India too. If China can target America with nukes, it can do the same across the Himalayas.